Hello and welcome, my friends. Habits here. And yeah, we've got the smooth, soothing sounds of Minecraft playing in the background here. Kind of a shame, really, because it is party town. I don't know how many times I heard we are the champions last night, but it was quite a few. There was lots of excitement going on in and around Denver. I was not down in the city myself, just hanging out in the burbs, to a fun place, good food and all that. Um, and it certainly was a party. It was fun. I think the little restaurant kind of it was shockingly a little underprepared on a Sunday night for what amounted to about a Super Bowl. People didn't back off as you might have thought after a Friday night. Friday was crazy. Sunday though, people were still coming out and poured in as it got later. It was as it was getting close to winning, you could see staff from other places around the area as they closed up were all pouring in, and really what was pretty much a restaurant with just normal seating and a full house turned into kind of standing room only as the game wound down. Wow. Uh, After about the first 10 minutes that were uh, much the repeat of Friday. Colorado looked like they were coming out sluggish. Of course, Stamkos got a goal for Tampa Bay early, about 5 minutes in or so, and it I no lost hope. They certainly were still playing, and even on Friday, the game certainly wasn't a blowout. In this one though. Uh, kind of into the second, and really about halfway through the first, Colorado just picked up, and I even commented at one point. I was like, "Looks like they're waking up a little bit." They're all of a sudden they went from, you just noticed Tampa had five guys back in their own zone even before they'd scored. They were just everybody was already crashing back, full energy back check, and then up and down the ice, pressuring, trying to get the puck back out. And something clicked. Somebody had enough and was like, "No, this is the time," and everybody fed off it. I don't know who that person was or if anybody said anything or not, but all of a sudden the intensity picked up, and it wasn't anything. McCarr came out very early. Um, and took a penalty for a cross check, which I think was, anybody who had seen the previous game, that was just a you got me dirty at the end of the last game. I'm not going to stand for it. I may be a fairly young guy, but um, I'm a star in this league and a powerful player, and I'm not afraid to come back out and let you know I was upset. So a little cross check in the back. That was the only penalty that the Abs were called for, and Tampa got the one for the board, right, on Helm, which was scary. And I, I said my one of my friends was sitting across the table from me, and she knows hockey too, and we're kind of up against the back wall, right, and at a six-person table, looking across the room at the TVs, and so we've kind of got like a little bit of silence, and we're just kind of commenting back and forth, and very similar how we watch the game and all that. And I just said, I like that they're not calling anything, but I hope that doesn't get to the point where they're like, oh, we have to rein it back in, and they start calling stupid ticky tack stuff in the third when they've let the game go. Because clearly, the officials clearly did not want to be the ones that stole the show, right? We've seen it a lot of times in Super Bowls or playoff games in the NFL in particular, where officials don't want to make impact down in the red zone, right? Somebody will be at and last 2 minutes of the game, they're trying to score a touchdown. They don't want to call anything, and then it's something so blatant they have to, and that totally changes the tone. And here they clearly wanted to let the teams play, and it was tough and gritty. I think the hits were even, if I am not mistaken. Um, and lots of, again, predictably, lots of blocked shots. Everybody was fully committed, it appeared. in this, and I think Colorado ended up out shooting after the first, which Tampa dominated those first 10 minutes. Um, Colorado was producing shots. It wasn't a barn burner, but there were quite a few chances, and going through the third there, it was um, kind of protect the lead by offense, which is exactly what they needed to do. Keep the pressure on, keep going, and um, while I thought the helm hit had to be called, and fortunately, it doesn't. I don't think he was uh, badly injured in that. That's that dangerous boarding, right? It happened. Kadri got the thumb, and it's I'm certainly not one to call. Oh, my team is a bunch of angels and everything. There were certainly uncalled penalties on both sides, back and forth, but the officials clearly wanted it to be settled by the players, and as long as it didn't get completely out of control, they weren't going to load it up with power plays and penalty kills back and forth, and it certainly didn't. Right, it stayed close all the way through, and Tampa um, wanted to have their goalie pulled so they weren't going to get chippy at the end. That there was, if it had been a bigger lead towards the end, you may have seen more frustration, fighting type stuff towards the end. But certainly that wasn't the case, where it was only a 1 goal margin. The funniest thing is, we're sitting in this bar, and of course I'm excited. I love the game, if you can't tell. And I'm excited every time you get a cup. This will be another 20 years worth of fans, and it was amazing how many people they were interviewing out on the streets last night when I got home. That were I was a little kid in 2001, and I've always hoped that I would get. I remember from my parents telling me they took me to the game. There's pictures of me as a little kid dressed up. These are the people that were 24, 25, 26 years old. They're like, I vaguely remember it. I've always hoped that someday they would get back, and here it is. And these people are kind of right at that peak. Go out and enjoy it. They're out on their own and having fun. So it was a fun scene. And those people are going to turn around and make this a lifelong passion, even if they were peripheral fans. And so that was really, really fun to see. And I hope this run, it was a marvel, because we'd been to this place, I think, 3 times throughout the playoffs, or maybe once just prior to, and then once during the playoffs and once after. And the time we went during the playoffs, early in the first round, it was live music night, and the owner, we came in all in our gear and all that. We're like, hey, we know you got the thing, but can we at least have a TV on and watch the hockey game? And he's like, oh yeah, absolutely. And he's like, it doesn't, we're going to have full volume up. The live music guy is going to play during the intermissions, and then after, hope that, that's okay. And we're like, hey, live music's fun. You can go, not us. And he's like, no, I want this to be a hockey bar. So it was kind of cool that for the championship game, the final one, we were back, and it had certainly turned into that. And it was good. It was kind of cool. One of the people sitting at the bar had his little boy up on a stool next to him, and every time he scored, he put him up on his shoulders, and the kids bouncing on his shoulders. Up near the bar had like a little pergola like thing over the top of it that the lights and all hang from, and the kids practically, I was like, if I was that kid, I would have been monkey barring it up on the on the top. But as they're winding it down and trying to kill, there's a couple other women sitting at the bar, and they're kind of in front of us, right between us and the TVs. So I'd see, it was no problem, but they were in the line of sight. And as we're winding down that game, trying to kill it with 6 minutes and less left, and it's really just gone into Tampa now is desperation mode. They're looking to pull the goalie. When's that going to happen? What all happen? And every time we iced it, because they'd come down and try to. They didn't really get super established in the Avalanche defensive zone, but they did have some cycling and a few good shots. And every time they did that, and the Avs would be forced to ice it, which isn't ideal, right? Because you can't change out your players, and the face-off comes back down in front of our goalie, and that's where they could get a quick, win a face-off back to a point, and that's a one-timer that can beat goalies a lot of times. So it's not ideal to ice the puck, and every time there's like four fans at the bar that would scream wildly with excitement when we iced it. Like, all right, I didn't say anything. I was a good fan. I didn't want to. Hockey fans do get a lot of superiority, and I understand it because it's not football or baseball though. I'm a big football fan too. That's I think one of the toughest games for somebody who doesn't understand how the sport works to follow it. People say hockey's so tough to watch on TV. It isn't as it isn't. I think personally, I think football. Having watched a lot of live football, I think football is probably as tough if you're watching how the plays develop because you only get that tunnel vision of the ball, right? The snap happens, the camera zooms in on the quarterback, he's got the ball, and they may widen out to the field to show the running back and the receivers all kind of going downfield, but you aren't really seeing how the defense is covering, is anything opening up, and it's those additional players that aren't in camera that are tough. Hockey's the same way. You're not seeing the cycling and all that as the camera is following the puck. And for me, it always feels a little easier because you're kind of anticipating. You see it, somebody circles behind the net and is coming up. All right, they're going to try to break it out, and it's going to be one of these couple of things that they're going to try to do with it. So your eye is jumping ahead, and it can be really tough. I know there's this kind of elitist, oh, you don't know that. Well, all right, then you're not a real hockey fan. And I think, come on, come on. It's you don't have to know the rule book cover to cover. You don't have to know it to get excited for your hometown having a win. And if that's exciting and you like the buzz and the party and all that, maybe you go watch a couple games. Maybe you just hang out with friends that enjoy it. You start to learn a little bit more and you begin to put the pieces together. There's no right or wrong, this point or that, or anything like that. But hey, if you watched it, hope you enjoyed. I know I did. And honestly, I'm really glad it's over. Thursday morning here in Denver, we got a parade. It's starting at 10 a.m. I think they figure that will keep it from being too rowdy. And certainly after some of the shootings and all that kind of stuff, hey, whatever works. But they're like, yep, the streets will be shut and will be opened up for people to start gathering at 5 a.m. on Thursday. So if you want to get a spot right on the front row of the parade, there you go. I don't know that I'm going to commit to a 5 a.m. start, but they're not to be missed. It's a cool scene. If if your team has a championship and has a parade or anything like that, do yourself a favor. Go take that opportunity. I remember being a little kid and going all the way to downtown Minneapolis when I was a kid because the Twins had won the World Series and they had a ticker tape parade. Colorado, I don't think does ticker tape. We just don't have the solid buildings, but we have a big civic center park kind of out in front of the Colorado State Capitol where loads of people can pile in and listen to the speeches when they all ride fire trucks, I would assume, and get up to kind of a little forum type area at the end of the park opposite the Capitol, and there'll be speeches and raising the cup and all that kind of stuff, and ballpark of I don't know on a weekday morning like that. Generally, in the ones in the past, it's gotten close to 1 million folks out on the streets in just a big celebration of the city. And like I've said before, that's community pride. That's the stuff that makes you shake a random stranger's hand and feel like, yeah, we've got a bond. And maybe stuff like the thing that happened to my truck the other day, those things happen a little bit less if we have these good moments to share. So, and the only really sad thing there is, why are the kind of annual type parties and things like that so tough to get people to come to or attend? That's when everybody loses kind of this attitude of, hey, we're a community and it's about me and you, and just celebrating that we're all people, and um, we're all on the same side. Any of the other types of events, that's when they get so political. No, it can't just be about being a community. It's got to be my team within the community or yours, or what are we saying is the more important thing that supersedes the fact that, hey, we're just all a part of a society, and can get along. So this is one of those that celebrates a commonality, not a division. And for that reason, I hope it goes well. I hope it didn't seem, at least when I was in bed probably midnight. I didn't sleep very well. I tossed and turned and was too keyed up, but I did. I was at home and went to bed fairly early, relative, but I watched the news kind of. I think they were broadcasting up through about 11:30 on the channel I was watching, and it seemed as though the crowds were pretty well maintained. There was certainly no mass shootings or anything awful like that we've seen in other circumstances. So what do we think? Do we want to go? I think let's follow our little. Um, oh no! Oh, where did he even come? We got to cut trees. That's it. You wrecked my stairs. Um, I don't like it when you do that, and I don't like birch trees for that reason. For whatever reason, they always seem to shield or hide creepers from me pretty well. Just do a little quick patch job here. It'll be fine. We're gonna need a little bit more dirt, but we talked about how I wanted to have a cleared periphery. That's why, and I should have known a little better the zombie hordes, and the fact that we were just standing down in the base talking through the night definitely gave a bunch of opportunity for mobs to spawn. I want to have a little border of trees, but I don't like the idea of coming up the stairs like that and something just being able to pop out otherwise on the scene. Hey, sheep, can you keep an eye out for creepers for me? Thank you. Excuse me. Got the mic away, but so yeah, it will be nice after Thursday, and even until then. Uh, it's over. I don't know. Baseball's going, but I'm not a day to day. I may go down at some point, catch a game, or if there's one on TV, just have it on. But I'm not a follow the standings stats kind of guy. Um, Partly because here in Colorado, we're unlike hockey and football, and basketball, certainly to an extent. The Nuggets have done very well with Joker here the last few years. Not quite at that level. Good, but not great. They need a few more pieces, and we'll see if they can pull those together. Um, but Colorado has always been a Broncos town, right? That's top number one, no question about it. John Elway and the AFL Broncos going into the NFL at the merger. That was that was it, and the first kind of national point of pride, sporting wise, for the Broncos. And um, there is baseball tradition here, but hockey actually goes way back. And not many people know, um, but the franchise that was to become the New Jersey Devils was a Colorado Denver. It was the Denver Grizzlies, I believe. And this is before my time here. I do know this history, but the names and all that, I maybe a little off. Because when I came out here, um, We did have a minor league team in Denver, but it was nothing as the Avalanche were arriving and when I think I did get to catch one game uh, at McNichols before it switched over. All right. Well, this will give us just that little extra ring of um, visibility as we do come up and down. As we were talking about, we needed. I know we've gotten a lot of oak planks from the mine. You gotta go too, my friend. There we go. All right. Now, should we modify that a little bit just to make it a little more resilient? I think we've got a lot of stone, right? We may have to back off the music a little bit here. It's pretty loud today. Don't know quite what triggered that, but all right, it's very, very lovely and soothing. All right, so I think, as we said, we're going to go on a boat trip. We were in the process of setting up for that when the creeper came along. I think we also have some gold and some iron that we've cooked up. And we should probably pull that out. We also there could make some apples. Make quite a few. Well, the apples don't go too far, but I think we should be able to make 21 of them, or not be able to make 21 of them. Have plenty of gold for the apples that we do have. It's trying to go to. There we go. 19 golden apples. That makes me feel a little better about things. We have the Silk Touch, and what we had another Aqua Affinity. That's our only book so far. We could put the Silk Touch on. We're only at level 27 so far. We could also make the farm for the Skellies today. Maybe we'll do that later. I don't know. I'm not feeling that grind at the moment, but maybe after we go on our boat trip, depending on what we're doing in the mines and all that, because I think we've got enough here. We've got 8 books, got a bunch of leather, got some more pages. Let's see how we're doing on books. $21. Ooh, need more leather. Well, that's our boat trip. We'll look to harvest more cows as we go. Oh, look at that, 45. So we're very close. We just need a couple more pieces of leather. The sugarcane and paper, obviously no problem there. We've got loads of sugarcane plants that we can process out. But 45 is all we need for our 15 bookcases, right? Fact. No, let's try this. Yeah, not quite enough. So that's 10. So there's our bookcases. Now all we need are the pieces to build our enchanter. We have the obsidian, we have the diamonds. We just need another book, and we may find that in our boating adventures or just from getting a cow, right? So we're very close there, and then maybe we look at rolling this diamond pickaxe. We've got the sword, so we've got a couple things that we can try before we really get into just waiting to find more diamonds. But if we could get like an efficiency unbreaking on the pick, then we could put on the silk touch, barring a fortune, right? If we see a fortune offered, fortune 2 or 3, I would take that immediately. If it's like a fortune 1 or another silk touch, depending on what the sword offers, I might switch there to the bow. We've got 3 things that we could try to roll. And we could. We've got the mending gold. We could scrub these, try to roll gold boots. I'm just thinking of things that we could use enchants on to look for possible good options. Because generally speaking, that first roll of an enchant is a pretty good one if we can get up to a high enough level. That's the other piece. So we'll see. But for now, off to adventure. And I actually have another kind of direction slash destination in mind for this one if no creepers are going to come and get in the boat with me or try to. So after yesterday's stream where we went pretty much south and then wound around on those plains and found the village and did a couple treasure maps, kind of bounced back up to the edge where we had been. I think I went too far again. It's this tree. I always need to. Tree next to the sand. I'd kind of like to go back again in that direction and shoot out beyond the village a little bit and see what more we can pick up in that direction. We were full of gear. Remember, we waited for some of the beets to grow up a little bit, and since that time, we've gotten a lot more beet seeds in the abandoned mine shaft, so I don't think we need to worry about waiting on crops or anything like that at that particular village. Mainly looking for portals, ships, more villages just to see where they lie. New biomes, desert. We haven't found any of that yet. Badlands, kinds of good stuff. But we're gonna come here south to the end point of land and then turn east and then kind of go in a southeasterly direction once we get out beyond the village and those shipwrecks that we checked out. So it was going straight south that we ended up in all the rivers. We kind of came back out and kicked out around this area. And we'll try to move beyond that today. So how was everybody else's weekend? Anybody out there in the chat have any adventures? Anybody go camping? Camping is always fun. Love to hear stories of spending some time outside. Hey, Troy Warzone Gaming, how are you doing? Go camping this weekend, Troy Warzone Gaming, or did you do some Warzone gaming? You can go video game camping too. I did some of that in Skyrim a few times. And certainly we're going to go camping right now here in Minecraft. But welcome, man. I don't. If you've been here, sorry, I don't recognize your name, but welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to have you. Oh, well, if you ever get the chance, you should give it a whirl. And yeah, awesome to have you. So glad you dropped by. We're just playing a little hardcore Minecraft here. I'm a Colorado guy and enjoyed the hockey last night. It was a blast, and um, getting back to kind of our regular hardcore grind now. We're gonna build up this world, try to do some enchanting, get some gear ready. I've already got a portal over to the Nether, but we haven't explored too much over there. And ultimately, we want to get down into the dark depths of the overworld and find some ancient cities and do all that kind of cool content stuff that we haven't done yet. So that's what I got going on. That's just dirt. Okay, this is kind of Land's End, right? There is the village, and we did the boat out beyond here, but we want to see what lies beyond. New territory out here. So, Troy, are you a Minecraft guy, or what's your typical game? You got any content? Do you ever do any streaming here on Twitch or YouTube content? Any other platforms? Oh, I don't think we got to this one. This will be good. Come on, diamonds, diamonds and books. Oh, nice. Well, I certainly understand where you're coming from. I got into this because I so enjoyed watching other people do the kind of long format let's play, playing their worlds and going along. Um, when I play this game, I always find that I can learn new stuff from other people. Maybe we were here. Let's take this. We're gonna run out of air here pretty quick. But I just love to have it on in the background and kind of do my thing while I've got some background noise. So if you're at work, studying, just hanging out on a lazy summer Monday, hope you enjoy. And if you don't play Minecraft, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to shout them out. I will do my best to give you my inexpert opinions and answers. I was hoping for desert. We need some temples, but looks like it's just beaches. Let's go this way. Cool. Is that? Oh, those are turtles. I was like, what is that over by that sugar cane on the beach? Lots of kelp that could be a sign of a portal or this drowned village. We'll hold out for that. Not enough loot to justify it. That looks like we're getting out of the ocean. We could go around this edge though. So the other thing I've got to do today, and I kind of got a late start after the big Stanley Cup celebrations last night. I need to I need to figure out getting my truck fixed up and reach out to some shops after the incident of last week. Um, for folks who don't know, either in the VODs or in the chat here, I went out to get in my truck on Friday afternoon and started it up and found that somebody had crawled underneath and cut out my catalytic converter, which is a part of your exhaust system that does the smog reduction, air pollution mitigation stuff. And it also then cuts a big hole in your exhaust line, so you don't have a muffler anymore, and your vehicle is really, 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 really loud, and all the engine noise is right underneath my driver's seat or my passenger seat, really, but close enough. So that's a huge pain in the butt I got to deal with, and got to make some calls, see what the timing is on all that. You able to make it where I can change the resolution of the stream on your end? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's asking. So I play in full screen on my laptop, and then let OBS do the resolution from there. I don't even know yet. If you're talking about the truck, it's the parts run anywhere from like $600-700 if you got one like used online. But pretty much it's about $1,000 for the part, and then a little bit for the maintenance. It's easy, It's not like a big engine rebuild or anything. It's just right underneath the truck, but it's It's not. I can handle it. It's more a nuisance, but it is significant for sure. Not money I was looking to spend. So, but fortunately, as I said, I talked about it a whole lot yesterday. It's could be so much worse if it had been an accident. For one thing, somebody could have gotten hurt, and fortunately, I didn't get hurt. If the thief got hurt, sucks to be them. I don't feel that compassionate for them, although I don't want anybody to get hurt, but um, that could have been catastrophic for an old truck that I like to take off road and all that kind of stuff. I don't have lots of fancy insurance or anything like that, and if it had been frame damage or the transmission or the engine or something like that, that would have basically made me total it out. Oh, yeah, um, I just kind of have OBS going and doing its thing. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I can change anything on the fly here, but I'm sorry if it's lagging. Seems good here. I know the encoding is back up, and that's part of the reason why I play Minecraft. I'm on a laptop, man. This is not. It's not always going to be awesome. If I can get my PC back up and going again in the next couple months here, that might improve things a little bit. It is what it is. We're a small channel here, so I don't know if you have if you know a specific setting or something like that. I'd be happy to consider it or check into it, but I'm not going to go fishing around for it right now. I got this will all get processed through to a VOD and up on YouTube, which is where I made my start. So I apologize for the lag. I don't see it between myself. I'm at uh, about a second and a half gap. Yeah, no, I know, man. I someday hope to, I'd love to be able to throw all that into this, but um, someday maybe. And like I said, I've got a PC. I've had a year's worth of technical issues getting it stable enough to run as a platform. But if we can do that, that should definitely help the video processing and stuff. So in the meantime, I apologize, and know that it's just I'm running a laptop. I can't even see the chat while I'm doing this. I have it on a TV running through a PlayStation, so I know I do see it's a little bit off, but sadly, honestly, it's a little bit back from, or a little bit better than it has been at other times. I did the best I see is about 2.5, 3 seconds, and I'm at about 5 to 10, and I'm sure what you're seeing is just the buffering stuff where, yeah, it's holding up a little bit. All right, this is the leather we needed. Sorry, back to the game here as we go. And yeah, I've been doing this for a little bit, but I'm no expert on a lot of that stuff. So yeah, if you ever know something I don't know, and I see what you say, you know next to nothing. That's cool. Um, but if anybody in the chat or the comments or something does know, you see something going on, you're like, oh yeah, on a laptop, do this. Uh, cool. As far as Minecraft, I can't do anything in my Minecraft. It would have to be through the stream, um, because the game itself runs fine, and it's part of that allocation of the memory for the game in the laptop that then takes RAM away from the rest of the system, which I'm sure then gets um, on the encoding, all that kind of stuff. And I know there's we could do stuff like Optifine or whatever. I don't know, I don't even know how that's going to particularly help it. And usually that's when the world file itself is too big and it's the game that's slowing down. Optifine will help to let the game run better. I don't think that's my issue here. So you're right. It could be an adjust or, kind of scroll the stream quality to keep the content fluid. But like you said, I don't know enough about that yet. So apologies. Hope it settles down. Dark, deeper cave underwater there. Don't uh, don't know if this is gonna bring us back to the same water or not. Fortunately, we got our base coordinates. We can always get back as needed. All right. Now with the rain, which way are we going? This is west, so we could be headed back into the same kind of big bay we were already in. Yeah, it hits every once in a while, and like over the course of a 4 or 5 hour stream, that's where I may get, eventually where I'm responding to you like 15, 20 minutes or minutes, seconds behind, and uh, you know, I just kind of try to do the basics on the laptop itself. Give it a reboot before I get started. Get all the background stuff out of the way, and sometimes we go really well. Sometimes I have to end and restart, but I'll keep an eye out. I know it. I know it's been a problem, and you're not the only one. I'm not going to be the, oh, it must be your system. You're having the issue. I could never have an issue because I'm the mighty streamer. I think we're back. I think this is a familiar portal. We'll see. Um, I should really torch a few of these so we know if from a distance, but pretty sure this is the little outer islands, and then if we go back in there, we'll wind around and get to our village, first village, and this is all the birch forest. Yeah, almost certain. There we go. Now we are certain. So no desert, and we've now kind of gone around the circle of the bay without any good loot or treasure. We got one book, or one. No, we didn't even. We got one cow without leather. Um, this is all kind of the coastline heading back towards home. Uh, I think do I think my stream would work better on a laptop rather than a phone. If you're talking about for viewing, I don't think so. Um, and I am on a laptop, not on my phone, to create the content. which I'm pretty sure you're good. But as far as a laptop phone, like I said, I'm watching it on a PlayStation to watch the chat and all that. I think it's probably on my end. I don't think you got any issues, whether your phone or tablet or laptop or anything else. I do think it's when it was backing up, it's probably the encoding, and some of that is loading the world and all that, but mainly it's a kind of a mid-tier laptop creating the content rather than a super cool multi-video carded powered up PC that can handle the encoding right alongside the game itself and the Twitch browser window and all that. So here we are with not much to show for our efforts. 3 pieces of gunpowder and a steak. Mm, I would gladly grab more gunpowder or steak, so don't worry too much about that. We know we have a forested island out this way. Again, that was kind of the entrance back to our little home site. So we are now going southwest instead of southeast. We've been straight west. We pretty much made this cut as well. But when we reach shore, we'll aim south and see where that takes us. Again, looking for deserts, villages, badlands. Already got a mushroom island. We just went by some of that new generated swamp, so we've got mangroves and all that good stuff. We could get frogs. Oh, all right. Well, cool. Let me know. Let me know if that does significantly make a difference, because I'm learning too, just like everybody else. Always something we can learn, right? Among other things, mainly I'd really like to get the temple um, or temples in the desert, so we can try to get enchanted golden apples and more diamonds and all the treasure loot there. Um, but yeah, I do kind of play the full advancements, and I haven't started that yet really in this world. I had if you check out YouTube, I don't know if you use YouTube at all. I got a YouTube channel over there, and I have a multi hundreds of episodes, hour at a time YouTube world that I wasn't streaming at all. I was just recording the YouTubes, and I had everything but How Did We Get Here, and had upgraded that world to 18, and then running into some issues, trying to move things back and forth to the PC from the laptop, and just wanting to stream a bit more. I kind of, hey, I'm a YouTube guy. I've got a hardcore, what they call the HCMC, hardcore Minecraft 100% the advancements. I had attempted to do all that. We got a village up here. This can't be where we had started back in the day, right? No way. Do this first so we can find where we parked, and then let's try to get a bed down. Anything coming to get me? Hopefully not. Apple News on my phone wants to tell me about better living, but that makes me want to quiet the phone down. All right. So, boats with chests, you can't pick them up, but we've got a village over here. Lots of cows. We'll maybe get them on the way back out. We should be heading south. Good. But yeah, so I've done all the advancements, but how did we get here? Which I now understand is a whole lot tougher with 119. I haven't I haven't seen any content or anybody that's gotten through How Did We Get Here with the new 19 stuff. I'm sure somebody already has, but I don't know if one of these Twitch worlds will end up being all the advancements. I just kind of play, that's kind of built into my mentality is go around, explore everything, balance out, do some building, some adventuring and advancements work, and some uh, yeah, adventure slash advancements, building, and then exploration and collecting of all the various materials and things you need. Because in hardcore, you gotta go get it if you want to use it for any of the building or any of the other stuff. So we do a lot of exploring just so we know where the resources are, what we need to get. But that's the ABCs as far as me playing Minecraft. I don't know. Do we need the bread? We got so much wheat at home. It's just kind of exciting to find another village here. Go check it out. But without ooh, airplane going over. Uh, is that on the YouTube? Probably. I don't know how many there are, but yeah. Back when it was just YouTube, about an episode a day. At some points, doing multiple episodes a day and a couple other games. Yeah, and now a lot of those are just stream bots that I just put straight from here onto the YouTube channel. Cause got some real homies over on the YouTube side of the world. They've been with me through thick and thin, and as you can see, small channel. We don't, we're not trying to be big or huge, but just kind of started things out, word of mouth. People like you drop by here and there. If they enjoy it, they come back. Some of them have been cool enough to bring their friends, and sometimes we have good little hangout here in the chat. What's that achievement? How did we get here? Is the one where you need to have every single active effect in the game on you at the same time. And you're like, oh, it's like eating all the foods or whatever. Kind of, but in this game, and again, it seems like um, no, a little bit. Probably watched some other Minecraft content. So you got a Nether and you've got the End, both different dimensions that you need to use various portals to get through, and then you got the overworld here. And there are certain effects that you can't apply either through a potion or food or anything else. You just have to uh, be in the right place. So it involves um, getting or going to the end for a shulker, which will cast levitation, and that only lasts like 30 to 40 seconds. So it'll lift you up in the air, but you don't have much time with that on. There's mining fatigue, takes about 5 minutes, but that needs to be at a guardian temple. And there's hero of the village and voluntary outcast, which deal with pillagers and villages like this, getting an effect and then saving a village, doing a raid, and having those still active, plus all the foods, all the poisons, um, all that kind of stuff. So it takes a lot of pre-arrangement, and we were setting that all up, and then I kind of just came over into the streaming side of things and found I enjoyed that. We started New Worlds for 119, and here we are, trying not to die. And of course, with hardcore, you get that far and you die, you start all over again. There's no save, no going back recovering your gear or your world. You load it back up after you've died, and it just says enter spectator mode or delete world. You don't get any option to go back. So that's the way I enjoy this game. All right, so our boat is out here beyond the top of that building to the north. Again, check it. But let's go up to the top of some of these hills. We could certainly get some cows from around here. One of them fancy 1200 laptops. Yep, you do need a wither. You need to fight the wither, get a rose, or have the wither effect. But yeah, the rose is the way to get it. Um, I think you need blindness from a stew or something. I don't know. It's been a little bit since I tried to line everything up, and we were basically making an iron farm to build a rail line to get our shulker to the Guardian Temple in the World Toe, which is still on the YouTube. There, the playlist is all the way up to current, but it's probably last fall. I think when I was kind of last very active there. Um, so it's safe. I didn't lose that world. It is still there. Just kind of got pulled into streaming and didn't want to put the all YouTube world over on the stream. I had the the base itself was kind of a an excavated basement, and I built this like hideous sandstone tower kind of thing that was supposed to be an overhang of the ocean for my enchanting room initially, and I was like, oh, I'll fix it. It'll get better. But I built a really cool. I don't know where you're from, but if you know, like the U.S. Canadian version of the big red barn, right? High sides, U-shaped roof over the top, red material, white trim. I made a huge barn, had all my animals in it. We had big farms, big drowned farm, big in the sky dark room XP farm. What else we build in that world? Um, Built a little cabin out in the woods. We had an excavated uh, spot where we came through. Oh, Kentucky, awesome, man. I Louisville, I know pretty well. Haven't been there in person in quite a while. Probably the last time I was in Kentucky was the northern Kentucky to fly through Cincinnati. Um, but I love it. It's beautiful. The northern part is kind of where I've explored around a little bit. It's beautiful. Welcome. So yeah, I love it, and I do. I'm not a very good builder. I'm not very artistic when you compare it to some of the just exceptionally scoped stuff. But I like to get into it every once in a while, and I like doing it in hardcore. We have to go out and get like, all right, let's make a big red barn. What are we going to use for the wood? Where are we going to go get that kind of stuff? And we had to go get brick and clay and all that. South Central, is that if you don't have to? I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to think geography in my head. Um, is that Lexington area? All right. I'm not seeing cows or much. We got those pumpkins out there. Um, let's go back to the boat and get in the water. We can always move past this village on a future trip. There's a cow. While we're on our way back, though, we are gonna decimate this cow herd, or at least thin it. Right. The ones that we don't take will be strong. The ones that we do take, hopefully, will drop some leather. Cool. Welcome. Yeah, I love road trips. I was talking about the camping stuff. I love um, getting out in the country and um, uh, if I can, finding a state park or something like that, and just have a little tent in the back. My truck that no longer has a muffler slash catalytic converter. Um, I got an air mattress that fits in the back of that, so I can just pop the tailgate, crack a couple windows, and sleep in there with no effort, no work. Great way to see what's around. But when I was a kid, did a big road trip all the way through. Honestly, don't even know. Near Bowling Green, bigger than the town I live in. Okay, cool. Well, I do know of Bowling Green. I don't think I've been there. I was a little kid when I spent most of the time. My mom and my grandparents took us on a road trip to Florida from the upper Midwest, and we kind of wound down through Illinois and eventually cut across Kentucky and went to Churchill Downs. I remember I was a little kid. This was a long time ago, but Very much remember all the horse country. And that was the most. And then since then, it's either been like business trips and that kind of stuff where you end up in. How far did we get? Oh no. Oh no. Maybe we had seen these cows and our boat is back out there. This is the problem with the boats with chests. You'll lose them. Yeah, my luau pigskin. Here you go. There's my curly pig bristles. There's my luau shirt. There's my luau grass skirt. And there's my little pig feet, because I'm a habbage. Ham cabbage. And, I don't know. I guess a little bit inspired off the Dark Tower Stephen King series. In that, there's a restaurant called the Dixie Pig, and the sign described this pig that was both barbecued and eating, but the pig at the same time as the logo. And my pig, he likes to go to a good luau, but he doesn't really try to go after the pigs too much in the game. Why am I continually getting offline here? All right, we got 5 leather. I think that's good. If we can find the boat, we're good on these plains. Come on, be down here. Awesome. I made it myself. I'm no graphic artist, but it is possible. You can download the template and then just go into like an MS Paint or whatever and pixel it up. And I for one love hearing stuff like that. That is so bizarre. Yeah, we went to the wrong end of the continent here, didn't we? That's why this is so off. And we're going to need to get back over there. Sorry, cow. It was fated by my mistaken direction. Yeah, I would much rather have a skin that's not the same as everybody else's. And um, I named my channel and myself and my character and all that off of ham cabbage, which is something I just throw in crock pots, and it smells awesome, tastes better. I know cabbage not real trendy, right? A lot of people not big fans, but a little slow cooker with some cabbage and some ham, some spices, maybe a little onion or something in there. Just a sort of, ham. No, it was not too bad. There's other cuts of pork that are a little better and a little less salty and all that, but still, if you cook it right, pretty healthy. Good way to live the good life. Doesn't beat barbecue, but pulled porkage, it doesn't quite have the same ring to it as habage. When you download Minecraft, Minecraft.net, best, I think it's 20 now, is the price for a game that I've been playing since maybe '07. And back then, I think it was, I think I paid 10 at the time. And it's amazing. I no better value, and I know for playing mobile and all that, there we go. Um, Man, why am I brain farting on the other version of the non-Java Minecraft? Uh, but I haven't played that one. I'm personally a big cow fan. Oh, a little brisket, a little tri-tips on the edge of the brisket. Yeah, Kentucky, you're in good eating land down there, man. I love a good brisket. Um, Yeah. It's not an exclusive. I don't only eat ham, believe it or not, but I do love some great barbecue. For a long time, I lived with a buddy that had a big green, one of the jumbo big green eggs, and he particularly, but I certainly knew how to use it and helped out a little bit. He went to like barbecue classes, competition, and did all that kind of stuff. But man, I'm ruined for like going to that. Thank you very much, Troy. Bedrock edition. Wow, total brain fart there. Yes, yes, I know Bedrock. I haven't really ever played it. I actually have Minecraft on PlayStation. Can't make it work. I also, for a long time, I had a iPad, like an Apple iPad 2, maybe a long time ago. I tried to play it a little bit on there, and at the time, I'd never seen a YouTube video or anything like that. And I was kind of like, this is not exactly the same. What's going on here? And I really struggle with the controls and all that kind of stuff. So pretty much stick to Java. I have been through yeah, I know Gatlinburg. If so, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. Is Pigeon Forge a restaurant or a place? Or like a town? It's obviously a place, but is it a town or a restaurant or what? I'm not familiar with Pigeon Forge. The town of Gatlinburg, I am familiar with. And yes, I have been. It's been an even longer time since I've been through the Smokies, but beautiful, beautiful country down there. Love it. Please. Okay. I'll check. That will be my thing to check out when I'm not trying to order up car parts and set up an appointment to get my exhaust fixed up. I'm gonna check out where Pigeon Forge is. Sounds awesome. Best destination barbecue I've had in the last year, and this was almost a year ago now. Was in Deep Ellum, Texas. Barbecue place there. Right, Deep Ellum is right in Dallas, Texas. Kind of a neighborhood or a community or whatever. But there's that name is escaping me now too. I got a T-shirt while I was there. Really good sampler. Like the day I was leaving Texas, got the sampler platter at their place. Left so full. Like, all right, now I don't need to eat till I get home the next morning. Kind of weird because it's just a big town going down this big 2-lane highway on each side. Yeah. Well, here in Colorado, if you go out east, we got a lot of those, and even in the mountains because there it's just on either side of the valley. You kind of have the road down at the bottom along a river, and it's town on either side. So now this is starting to feel like we're getting back. And then if we come into here, we may pick up the rivers and go back into that plains area we'd explored yesterday on the stream. I recommend it if you can. Start small. I know travel and all that time and money is expensive, um, but I think being able to travel and see places makes it gives you a lot of perspective on home. Where is home, and gives you reasons to want to get back home and celebrate where you're at. But it also, oh wow, I've never seen anything like that. I think it's part of why I like Minecraft so much. Yeah, here's my torch, right? So now we're back in the same river system again. All right. I think we've kind of boated it out. We'll have to go north and try to finish mapping out that coast. Clearly, we've got enough ocean here. We've got villagers and all that. We can take care of all the content, but we are missing some of those big fun biomes to play in and get materials from. So once we get our wings, won't be a problem. But now, how many of you have I been to? I don't have a hard count, but I think it's a little easier for me to count the ones I haven't been to because I did. When I was a little kid, my parents took me on a couple of long road trips. Like I said, one when we went down to visit relatives in Florida from the upper Midwest. We basically cut through the middle of the country, and we were little. Grandparents were retired. Mom was only part-time, so she could easily take the time. We took about 2 weeks, or even more than that, probably 2 week vacation. I don't even know, but we kind of zigzagged all the way down through the middle, and that was where I got the Smokies and all that kind of stuff. I've basically been to all the states except the extreme northeast and the extreme northwest, and Alaska. I have not been to Alaska. I did go to Hawaii for a friend's wedding years ago now, and I've been in the Northeast. I've been as far as New York and Massachusetts, but I haven't been to Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, or Maine. So the five there: Washington State, Oregon, Portland, Washington State, and Oregon on the West Coast, and Alaska. So that's eight. 8 states I haven't been to, 42 I have, and have not been to Puerto Rico or any of the other territories. U.S. Virgin Islands, but for another wedding, but not Puerto Rico or some of the other territories. So yeah, I've traveled a lot. It's kind of a priority, and I'm not trying to trump that. One thing is, I'm a lot older than a lot of the folks here on Twitch, and over the course of your life, you have those opportunities, and I try to make the most of them. I've shared a lot on the channel here. My dad is from the UK. He came here when he was young adult and met my mom. But I have family back in the UK and family here in the United States who were scattered all around. I grew up in the upper Midwest. My mother's parents, though, were from Florida and Georgia, respectively. And so they, and we've got relatives in Virginia, we've got relatives in Texas, that have kind of scattered out of those root areas. So it's really kind of cool that you have all these little places to connect to, and then going to visit family and see where you came from and all that. It kind of expands your worldview. But it's one of those things. You're never too young or too old. There is expense around, but if you're like me and you enjoy traveling, there's certainly a lot of career opportunities that can let you do a bit more of that. I think we're past that. Torch is actually to this side. We need to go around these trees, these swampy trees. And yeah, but $30 now. Wow. All right. Well, I still say pretty darn good value. For instance, I've been not streaming at all, just kind of for my own sake in between and around. I've been playing Skyrim, and I've got that on my PlayStation here. And that was when I bought it, which it was an older game when the PlayStation 4, which is what I have, came out. I got it then, and it was probably $60 or $80, and I've put a lot of hours into it, but nowhere near what I put into Minecraft for that early thing. And I think the replayability, Minecraft, I don't think will ever truly get old. You play hardcore where you make a mistake, you lose everything, you got to start over. The exploration, the world generation, all the combat and the new content that Microsoft and Mojang keeps throwing at us, I'm hooked. In a good way, right? I enjoy it, love sharing it with other people, but it's certainly like, travel, right? Greedy rich people with $30, right? Yeah, it's, hey, again, when I got it, it was, I'm not one of those that was like, oh, I was playing when it was beta or anything like that. It was maybe 1.6, one something around there when I got it. Yes, I personally, you don't know me, but I'm Habbage, and my testimony is, even at $30, the now post-inflation price, right? It is still, you're going to get good money value because once you paid for it, it's yours forever. And now I think they say you get the Microsoft version and the Bedrock edition at the same time. So you can play it on any device across all of them, as far as I know. I know Bedrock it then has in-game purchases or whatever the capes and some of that kind of stuff, and there's the other games and all that. But I just play base vanilla Minecraft, and um, oh, 119 is the latest and greatest. Just came out over the summer. Um, the game itself came out in 2000. Let's check. When was Minecraft created? 2011 was the official release. '09, I think, is when it came out in beta. What did I say? Like 7? That was wrong. Let's see. It is. Um, I'm gonna say it was probably about 13 years ago. No, that can't be right either. Um, Sorry, man. I know I'm just looking at my base here. I'm trying to figure out when I think it says it, right? If I just go to oh, do I have to I'd have to relaunch it. Uh, I've streamed two other games. Another game that I really enjoy is um, Stardew Valley. Little flat scroller farm life simulator. It's cute and corny, but it's got a lot of depth to it too. You may catch. I'm very big about replayability and value. That's another one I really liked. Um, 283 million copies sold and nearly 140 million monthly active users as of 2021. Maybe I was in 13. I'm trying to find the version release dates, but I can't. I've been playing a long time. My nephew was the one that introduced me to the game. What's the block next to the chest and the anvil? Let's look. This one or this one? The one up near the ceiling here, this guy, this is the grindstone. This is where you can pull enchantments off of things. For a bit, when it first came out, it was the only way to repair stuff. And um, from the start, it had been, you need to repair something. Like, this is worn a little bit, this is worn a lot. If both of these shovels were worn down, the game has always had it where you can just put them in your inventory and combine them. Now, if they're enchanted and you do that, you'll lose any enchantments. This would allow you to do the same thing, and briefly, you had to enchant there. They patched that and nobody liked it, but it also lets you pull off enchantments and get XP for it. This is the blast furnace. This just cooks ore. You can't like put food in it, but it cooks ore more quickly than a regular furnace over here. And this one, you can cook food or wood to make charcoal or ore to make um, gold bars or iron bars or whatever. All right, more food stuff. We got some more apples, got some bread. We did get this. Oh, let's set up enchanting, right? We don't have enough levels, but we can at least peek. I don't even know if I want to peek though. Let's set it up. You seen it? Know anything about enchanting or anything? Um, We need some of these. We need these. And we need our bookcases. Boom, boom. Nope, already messed it up. There. Chanting table. Look at that. Yay. I love the base. Well, it's you were talking about just making a hole in the ground. We just dug below the dirt to then carve it up. Eventually, I would like to kick another level up above, just with some windows for kind of bedroom and all that kind of stuff. This will be all functional, and then eventually build up a tower, kind of glass off this hole. The reason I picked this when we were just running around scared and not sorry was we had lava lighting up a cave that we could go down and explore, and we're going to go down in there very soon. We've got an abandoned mine down there to pull more treasures out of. But the big question is, am I going to be okay leaving the enchanter fully in the corner? I think I... You know what? Let's do this. We can kind of build it in between the... Let's not do that. Let's do this first. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom, 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 and boom. There we go. Enchanting. Set up, ready to go right in our base. Probably will need a little bit more light there now. Kind of obnoxious sticking in, but you can't have it. Bookcases back in these corners will not get to the table, and each of these little things makes the enchantments more powerful. So now what we need to do is get our level up a few more, and the best way to do that, combat. So we'll go down into our basement. Mine. Don't need the bed. Do need the spiderweb sword. A little section for it. Dig back in that room. No feathers. Nope. Dig back in that room. Yeah, I mean I could. Once we get silk touch, it won't matter. We can pick these up and move it around. And we may do like a stairway down and up right in this corner, which is why I didn't want to put it right there. This was all flooded out, and there's more water here, so I can't easily do a whole lot more expansion back behind that wall. All right, let's go. Let's go fight. Oh, here's some XP right here. Combat. Here you go. A little section for it. Yeah. I very likely will make a dedicated area. I do have a diamond pick right there. So that will be one we'll be looking at enchantments for. Okay, who remembers? This was the path, right? This is our stairs. Down. 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 We got a spider spawner there. And then we have our mine. All right, I think this is kind of the direction we need to head in? I don't think we'd fully explored out over here, had we? Maybe we had. We did this. Oh, here we go. Zip. Lava down there. Didn't fall on us yet. Looking for diamonds in the walls, chests, more spawners. Zombies. I have a skelly one right below that. I would much rather make the skelly farm. And I talked about that right as I was getting going. We discovered it in the last episode. I probably will make the skelly farm, but I didn't want to go into it just yet. Kind of wanted to go do the boat trips and still do a little bit of this combat while we're not just hunting for new terrain. Um, then once we've kind of explored what's close around here, that's when I'll set up the farm and do some of that stuff off camera because it's cool. If you're interested, if you want to watch a farm get built, I can certainly do that. But running the farm itself, even I don't want to hang out for that. I'd rather just AFK it and let it fill up and then come in and clear it all out. But it doesn't make for very compelling video, and you have to stand right next to those to get any mobs. All right, what do we have here? Watch that, or prefer to watch the mine itself? Because we can go back and do that. It's kind of tedious, especially with Deep Slate and not having enchanted tools yet. But and yeah, let's call it off. I will certainly go back and do that because you've been awesome, man. I'm always excited to have new viewers come by and hang out, and I go for a while. A lot of folks, hey man, just dropping by to say hi, that kind of stuff. But you're hanging out. I love it. It's awesome. So yeah, if you want to watch, see a farm get built, you can do that. Um, but while we're here, before we go up and switch out all the materials, and I would still kind of, that might be in trouble. Um, I would kind of like to get up to 30 and see if we can get that enchantment on the pick. As you said, diamond pick is where we want to start. Um, so if I can get to 30, I can at least roll a full enchant on there. No diamonds. Come on. Stingy game. You make a farm. Well, we'll see. I just like, having a chat. If chat has something they want to do, and it looks like at the moment you kind of got the audience. You're the non-lurker. So if you enjoy building or mines or whatever, let me know. I'll give you the best show I can, and no guarantees on survival on any of it. But I always say, what's our priority for this episode, or did in the YouTube stuff? First priority for this episode is to stay alive, and it certainly helped to remind myself of that in that long running toe hold on eternity toe world over in YouTube. It's tough. There's a couple real tough points in this game when the combat kind of exceeds your ability. Once you get late in the game, it's pretty easy to stay alive. You can still lose a world though. Like watching Billin. No problem. We'll get back to it here as long as I don't get lost. I just want a diamond, man. And I'll while we're getting ready for that, I'll give you a peek at the other world I have that I just because 119 is new and I've lost a bunch of worlds trying to figure out the content. Because I really try to avoid the spoilers. I don't go out online and be like, oh, what's the new stuff? What's likely to kill me? What do I need to do to play it safely? I just kind of go and learn as I go, and that ends up eating through a lot of worlds. Oh man, it's so tempting. This is great. All having all of this right underneath where I live, and we picked it because of that cave. I didn't know that any of this mine or anything was here, but this is perfect location. Convenient, no boat trip or anything like that to get here. Don't particularly like that water up above. All right, lots of good gold. Oh, nice. Come on, chest. Oh, give me something good. Before we peek, though, get some of this. Nope, nope. Super smooth, but I do see a little bit of it. It's again, I'm like 2 pillars as I'm chopping these blocks. I'm like 2 pillars behind where the video is, so it's a little lagged for me too when I'm watching the feed, but not pausing. And sometimes the game does lag. It will on occasion, especially if new terrain is being generated. But that's the nice part about having this under the base. I open up the world before I get started with the video and just kind of let it sit. So it's loaded all of this stuff right when we get going. All right, I think we're pretty safe. A gold apple, some torches, some coal, bread, and rails. Not the best chest I've ever seen. We do want to. That may be the gravel we were standing on. Oh boy. Where's all that lava that we came up through? Here? No. Here, lava. Shoot. Back up through here. Not into the dark bit up higher. Can you do the thing with the water bucket before landing? Um, a little. Not. I'm not as skilled at as some other people, but I know what you're talking about. Where you basically just jump and then hit the water bucket, so you don't take fall damage. It's tougher from only. Well, I guess it's really not, right? Because you just got to reach out and hit the water right before you land. How did I get in here? Here? Come on. No. Oh, that was where the gold was. Maybe up here. Do we think I came from up high there? I don't think so. Shoot. I hate getting lost. That seems dark. How about here? No. Up here? No. Creepers. We came down here and saw that chest for the first time coming down, right? So I don't think that's back. The creeper's back that way. Here, maybe. Shoot. No, we've already been in there. Do what the caveman, just dig your way up. Yeah. Um, I think this is all that same gravel, maybe? No. How is it to find huge lakes of lava? Huge lakes of lava. So here. Oh, here's a lot of torches. Oh, this is home. Oh, no, it's close to home because this is. Oh, right. There. Here. Dig up. My house is up there, man. Gotta be careful. Can't just be digging up. So there's a spider. The skeleton that we're gonna work on. Show you that. Is I was gonna try to get up to. I didn't do very good at getting up to level 30, did I? This is the target of our farm. Skeleton spawner. They'll pop out. So we are at Y level negative 21. We will drop them about 20, barring any lava or dealing with all that as we go. And one hit them. Standard old Skelly farm. Boom, 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 boom. I saw that vine and I thought creeper. All right, what can we do to pull a couple levels? Maybe we just do some night combat outside. Yeah. No, man, I'm not lost anymore. I was. And even then, I've been a lot more lost than that. Ah, the sun feels good on our face. Did I cook stone? No, we don't have a ton yet to cook there. That would be a good XP bank. We could go out and get just a bunch of kelp and cook a bunch of kelp. Breeding animals is awesome. I do that so much, though. Here, before we really get going on this build, I'm gonna load up my other world for you, so you can see. I kind of have a problem when it comes to the farms and the animals. Oh, not there. Here, 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 there. All right. While that's going, not that it will continue to run, let me just show you kind of what we're trying to set up here. The red doors. Those are the new mahogany. These trees right here are mahogany trees in mahogany swamps. That was the new wood. I'd never made one before, and so I just wanted to try them out. I don't think they're particularly beautiful, but with the right kind of materials, they might be better. Use some black or really dark gray or something. I think they could be better. Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of with you. Oh, what am I doing here? All right, devour anything. This was our 118 world that we were playing, and I didn't want to lose it in exploring around a 119 because I put a ton of work into it. So it's kind of just hanging out, and I'll show you a more built up world that I've done. So got a little villager breeder in here. These are villagers. They share carrots, make little babies. The babies go out, try to get in a bed. Right there, can't fall down this little hole. Go up through here. End up contained there where I can shoot a minecart in to pick them up, send them over here so that they can become traders. And I've got a bunch of librarians here to trade me books and one uncured zombie. So that's just a little bit of the village. Just the trading side of things. I got some sheep running and roaming free over my little island here. Yeah, oh yeah, they like it. The